Have you ever stopped to think about the impact your intimate life has on your energy, your peace, and even the direction of your life? Often, we see sex only as a physical or emotional act. But what if I told you that it is also a powerful exchange of energy, capable of transforming your spiritual vibration for better or worse? In this video, we will uncover the 5 things that spirituality forbids in sex, behaviors and attitudes that might be draining your energy without you even realizing it. If you've ever felt emotionally drained after a relationship, questioned why some relationships seem to deplete you, or if you're looking for ways to align your love life with your spiritual journey, this video is for you. Here, you will not only learn which practices to avoid, but also how to transform your sexual energy into a powerful resource to improve your life and strengthen your relationships. Imagine being able to connect more deeply, without guilt, without emotional baggage, and with total spiritual balance. That's exactly what we'll explore. So, if you feel something is off or you're seeking answers to live more fully, stay with me until the end. You'll be surprised by the power that self-awareness can bring to your intimate and spiritual life. Sex is not just a physical encounter between two people. It is a powerful exchange of energy that connects body, mind, and spirit. Every time someone engages in this experience, there is an invisible movement of vibrations, which can either strengthen or weaken those involved. Think of the difference between a homemade meal made with care and an industrial snack. Just as food nourishes or drains, sex also has the power to either revitalize or deplete your essential energy, depending on the intention and the quality of the connection. When two people come together, their energies intertwine, creating a kind of vibrational symphony. If one of them carries trauma, negativity, or discordant intentions, this can reverberate onto the other, causing imbalances. That's why there is so much emphasis on choosing the right partner. Imagine a clean glass of water being mixed with contaminated water. The result affects both. Consciously connecting not only prevents this contamination, but elevates the quality of this exchange, creating physical and spiritual harmony. Thus, understanding the energy of sex is a step towards self-awareness. After all, the way someone experiences intimacy reflects the state of their spirit. Therefore, it's crucial to observe how the act affects your emotions and vitality. Did you feel lighter and more creative, or drained and restless? These responses are clear signs that something in your intimate approach needs adjustment. And this is where the question arises: are the partners you choose contributing to or blocking this energy? Constantly changing partners might seem like a quest for freedom or pleasure, but on an energetic level, this can be more complex than it seems. Every partner leaves a vibrational trace that blends with your energetic field. Imagine your energy as a backpack you carry. The more exchanges you make, the more objects from other people end up in that backpack, making it heavy and confused. This overload can cloud your emotional clarity, pushing you further away from the balance you're seeking. Moreover, each intimate connection involves the exchange of emotional energies, which aren't always positive. Someone who carries grudges, fears, or traumas transfers part of this to you, often without realizing it. With multiple partners, these energies can accumulate like invisible layers, blocking your natural vibration. It's not about morality, but about understanding that you are a being made of energy, and what you receive can deeply influence your physical, mental, and spiritual health. So, when reflecting on your choices, ask yourself, is this exchange adding to or draining my energy? Creating a space of consciousness in intimate relationships is essential to protect your energetic field. A more mindful approach can help you choose connections that truly add value to your life. After all, stagnant and misdirected energy can become an obstacle to personal growth. But how can you know if the problem lies in the exchanges or something deeper? Selfish sex is not just about attitude. It's a deep disconnection between two energies that should flow in harmony. When the focus of an intimate relationship is only to satisfy one's own desires, it creates an imbalance in the couple's energetic field. This lack of reciprocity can generate frustrations and resentments, even if unconsciously. Think of the act as a dance. If one partner leads without considering the rhythm of the other, the result will be awkward and disconnected movement. This selfish approach to sex doesn't only impact the present moment, it also leaves lasting marks on your vibrational field. Energies that should be exchanged and balanced become trapped, blocking the natural flow of connection and genuine pleasure. It's like trying to fill a cup that's already full. The excess overflows, and waste is inevitable. For those who live constantly in this dynamic, the feeling of emotional emptiness can become frequent, as it lacks the depth that comes from true sharing. Transforming this pattern requires awareness and intention. Ask yourself, how can I be more present and generous with my energy? The key lies in listening to the other, connecting with their needs, and creating an environment of mutual exchange. It's not about renouncing personal pleasure, but learning to enjoy it while considering your partner. This harmony is what strengthens energetic bonds, creating a deeper and more satisfying connection. But what happens when this harmony is broken due to external reasons? Sex, when marked by emotional or physical suffering, can become a powerful source of negative energy. Often, feelings of guilt, fear, or even external pressures turn the act into a draining experience rather than something nourishing. Imagine carrying heavy emotional baggage at a moment that should be of relief and connection. This kind of vibration not only affects the present moment but also echoes in your energetic field, creating blockages that can last for years. These moments of suffering often arise when people ignore their own limitations or submit to relationships that don't reflect their true values and desires. It's like trying to bloom in infertile soil. The vital energy is drained, and growth becomes impossible. This kind of experience affects self-esteem, intensifies insecurities, and fuels a cycle of disconnection. For many, the discomfort felt during the act is a clear sign that something needs to be adjusted, whether in the relationship or in the understanding of what is acceptable. The solution begins with self-awareness and honest communication. Respecting your own boundaries and sharing expectations with your partner is crucial to transforming suffering into learning. Furthermore, practices like meditation and emotional healing work can help clear these dense energies and make room for lighter, more positive experiences. But what about when external influences also start interfering with such an intimate dynamic? When sex is experienced under the influence of substances, traumas, or even unbalanced external energies, it can trigger hallucinations or distortions of reality. These experiences might seem intense in the moment, but they often leave behind confusion and fragile energy. Imagine giving up control of one of the most intimate moments of your life to forces you can't even identify. This can compromise both emotional and spiritual health. A classic example is the use of psychoactive substances to enhance the sexual experience. While they might seem liberating, these practices often disconnect the person from their essence, creating an illusion of pleasure that cannot sustain itself. This dissociation can attract external vibrations that don't belong to the person's energetic field, like the energy of others or even negative thought forms. The result? An emptiness that seems impossible to fill and an even more vulnerable energy field. The key to avoiding these influences is full awareness during the act. Prioritizing mental and emotional clarity is crucial to maintaining the connection with your partner and with yourself. This doesn't mean giving up pleasure, but ensuring that it is genuine and comes from a healthy source. Practices like grounding and energy purification are powerful allies in protecting yourself against these interferences. But what should you do when sex starts being used as an emotional escape valve? In times of pain, distress, or stress, Many people turn to sex as a way to relieve emotional tension. While it may seem like a temporary solution, using sex as an outlet for emotions is like trying to heal a wound by applying more pressure to it. This not only unbalances your own energetic field, but also drains your partner's energy, creating a cycle of emotional and spiritual dependence. A common example is when someone, after an argument or a difficult day, seeks sex as a way to forget their problems. The act, which should be a balanced exchange, turns into a one-sided attempt to escape negative emotions. This dynamic can generate resentment in the partner and, more deeply, an internal void in the person seeking refuge in the other. It's like drinking salty water to quench your thirst. It seems to work, but it only worsens the problem. To avoid this, it is essential to develop a healthy relationship with yourself. Practices like meditation, journaling, and even physical exercises help process difficult emotions without projecting them onto the sexual act. Additionally, having open conversations with your partner about the intentions and emotions involved can strengthen the bond and prevent sex from being viewed as a quick fix. But what happens when we transform this act into a path of growth and spiritual discovery? When sex is approached with awareness, it ceases to be just a physical experience and becomes a powerful tool for spiritual growth. It is an opportunity to connect with your partner on a deep level, transcending the body and reaching higher levels of harmony and energy. For this, it is essential to let go of hurry and immerse yourself in the experience with full presence, valuing every gesture, touch, and glance. A practical example is the practice of synchronized breathing, where both partners align their breaths, creating a flow of energy that connects them uniquely. This technique not only intensifies the connection, but also enhances mutual perception, turning the moment into a true ritual. It is like tuning two different frequencies until they vibrate in perfect harmony. Moreover, incorporating clear intentions before the act can elevate your energetic vibration. For instance, you can meditate together beforehand or even use mantras to strengthen the spiritual bond. These practices help to view sex as a sacred space for exchange and evolution, rather than an impulsive or routine act. And how can we transform these cultural myths into a new consciousness about sex? In a society that often romanticizes sex in a superficial way, it is essential to question the myths that shape our perceptions of sexuality. One of the biggest misconceptions is the idea that sex should always be spontaneous and effortless. In reality, conscious sex requires preparation, attention, and dedication for it to become a true growth experience. When we break these myths, we pave the way for a deeper and more genuine connection with ourselves and others. It is also important to demystify the idea that sexual pleasure is solely linked to physical satisfaction. True satisfaction comes from emotional and energetic connection. Instead of focusing only on immediate gratification, we can channel our energy into the pleasure that comes from surrender, trust, and intimacy. This transforms sex into something more than a pursuit of pleasure. It becomes an expression of our essence. To live this truth, the first step is to develop self-awareness. By observing our own beliefs and expectations about sex, we can challenge them and seek a deeper understanding. This can be done through self-acceptance practices, meditation, or even open conversations with a partner. As this awareness grows, the quality of sexual experiences also improves, creating a solid foundation for real spiritual intimacy. When we talk about sex as a practice for spiritual growth, the perspective is quite different from what we see in popular culture. Rather than being just a physical exchange of pleasure, sex becomes a sacred space for the exchange of energy and an opportunity to evolve as human beings. Imagine that every sexual act has the potential to connect us to something beyond ourselves, to take us to higher states of consciousness. This deep connection can be a means of healing, transformation, and self-discovery. For this to happen, it is necessary to be present in the moment, fully aware of what is being shared with the partner. This implies not only a physical connection, but also a mental and emotional one. Techniques like deep breathing, for example, can be extremely effective in enhancing this connection. By synchronizing breathing with your partner, you create an energetic harmony, allowing both to access deeper states of pleasure and spiritual transcendence. Additionally, the practice of conscious sex also involves respecting your own limits and those of your partner. This means listening to the body and heart, creating a space where both feel safe to explore and express themselves without pressure or expectations. This way, sex is no longer something to be done to fulfill a function, but a sacred practice that can elevate our energy and bring us closer to our true essence. I end the journey to transform our sexual experience into a spiritual practice. It is essential to confront and dismantle the myths that society has imposed on us. The idea that sex should be only an incessant search for pleasure or that it should always be quick and immediate is one of the greatest blocks to this transformation. These myths not only diminish the value of sex as a spiritual practice, but also distance us from our true essence and the transformative potential of this experience. The first step in this change is to question these patterns and break free from them. The construction of a new consciousness regarding sex begins with emotional and energetic education. Most people were never taught how to manage their energy during sex or recognize the effects it can have on our mental and physical health. When we start to see sex as an opportunity for growth, rather than just a release of desires, our perspective on it changes completely. For example, instead of worrying about performance, attention should be focused on the quality of the energetic and emotional exchange. This process of change requires patience, but it is possible. One of the first steps we can take is to reflect on what we are truly seeking in our sexual relationships. Is it just momentary satisfaction, or is there something deeper we are unconsciously searching for? By changing our perspective, we can begin to heal old emotional wounds, resolve unresolved issues, and even strengthen our relationship with ourselves and with our partner. This change in consciousness brings with it a unique freedom, the freedom to be authentic and to experience sex in a more conscious and rich way. Now that you've absorbed all this knowledge, it's time to put into practice what you've learned. How are you going to transform your energy and sexual experiences? Are you ready to take the next step in your journey of self-discovery and spiritual evolution? Don't let fear or doubt stop you. If you want to keep receiving more powerful insights like this one, subscribe to the channel now, turn on notifications, and don't miss any transformative tips. Let's go on this journey of transformation together. And remember, the power to change is in your hands. Are you ready to take that step? Comment below, share your thoughts, and let's talk about your experience.